morning and how are you? I hope students you are doing study at home. Student, in this lecture we are going to learn science subject lesson number 4 nutrition in a living organism. Students, food is very important for our body because foods give the energy to carry out the basis activities of a life. Okay, means from morning to night we are doing a lot of activities. For that we want the energy. The process by which an organism produces food is called the nutrition. Here is a definition. The process of taking in and using foods which is take place in a living organism is called nutrition. Means we get the nutrition from the food. Okay, and nutritions have the two types, macronutrients and micronutrition. Macronutrients means which one? Carbohydrates, proteins and fat, they are the macronutrients. Minerals and vitamins, they are the micronutrition. I hope students you understood this one. Okay, the process of taking in and using food which take place in a living organism is called nutrition. Nutritions have the two types, macronutrients, micronutrition. Macro means which mean nutritions, carbohydrate, proteins and fat, and micro minerals and vitamin is the micronutrition. Students, why it is need the nutrition? We get the nutrition from the foods. So why it's need? Because for the energy. Okay, nutrition supply energy to our body. Supply energy to our body. Second one is the use of the nutrition for growth and development. Growth and for development. For increase our height and for develop our mind. So that's why nutrition is very useful. And what is the use of nutrition? Nutrition help the recovers of the cells. Means many times we fall on a ground that we hurts and that many times cut our skin. So that times we are not applying on our skin on that wound. Still that automatically recovers. So why? Because of nutrition. Nutrition help to they help to replace the damaged cells and repair tissue. And fourth use of the nutrition is they help to the fight disease. Okay, many times we got the fever, still we are not going to clinics, hospital, still we recover automatically. Why? Because with the help of the nutrition. So students, we will learn about the heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants means what? Heterotrophic means heterotrophic plants, heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition means some organism can produce their own food. Thus nutrition themselves is called the heterotrophic nutrition. Hetero means what? Cell. Means some organism they can make their own food. So it's called heterotrophic nutrition. And some organism depend on the others organism, plants and or animals for their food. So there is a called heterotrophic nutrition. So organism depend on the others organism. So plants or animals for their food is called the heterotrophic nutrition. Okay. Heterotrophic means they can produce their own food and they are depend to another. Depend on others. Okay, I hope students understood heterotrophic plants means some organism can produce their own food is called the heterotrophic nutrition, and some organism depend to others for food is called the heterotrophic nutrition. So student, in this now we learn the heterotrophic plant. So what is the heterotrophic plant? Heterotrophic plants. Now we learn first heterotrophic plant. Heterotrophic, heto means what? Some plants they can make their own food. Okay, so that plants called the heterotrophic plant. Students, we can't make our own food. Okay, so we are autotrophic या heterotrophic. We are heterotrophic. So some plants can make their own they can make their own food. So that plants called the heterotrophic plant. So how can they make their own food? So plant also need the food. So they can make the food with the help of the sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, plants make their food in their leaf. They collect their food in leaves using waters and nutrition from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. They make the food with the help of the sunlight. In picture also you can see they can make the food with the help of the sunlight, carbon dioxide, okay, waters, minerals, salt and oxygen. With the help of these things they can make their own foods. Of this process is called the photosynthesis. Okay, I hope students you understood. Plants plants observe the sunlight and observe the waters and mineral from the soil. They observe the oxygen, carbon dioxide from the air, and through these all things they make their own food. Of this process called the photosynthesis. Plants convert the light energy into chemical energy and store in the form of food. Okay, students, means plants convert the light energy. They take the light energy from the sun. They take the light energy from sun, and that sun light energy they convert in a chemical energy and they store in the leaf as a food. Water, minerals and salt are observed by roots from the soil. And soil means root of the plant. They observe the waters, minerals and salt. They observe from the soil and they transfer to others part. They transfer to the leaves. The leaves have the microscopic openings called the stomata through which they take the CO2 from the air. And leaves, they have the microscopic. Their leaves have the microscopic opening. Through them they collect the CO2 from airs, and the chlorophyll present in the leaves contain chlorophyll which absorb the sunlight, helping to convert the carbon dioxide and water into feed. And observe the chlorophyll, observe the sunlight and helping to the carbon dioxide, helping with the carbon dioxide and water into food. Oxygen is given out in this process. Plants they take the oxygen. Beside leaves, photosynthesis take place in some other parts like a green stem. Okay, this photosynthesis take place in stems. This okay, green plants they can make their own plants. Now plants have the transfer system, means like a roots. Also to observe the soil, water, roots. They observe the minerals, water, nutrition from the soil, and they transfer to the plants. And they transfer to the leaves. See here, given the activities. Take a pumpkin stem having 2-3 leaves. Cut it under water with a sharp blade. Take some water in a cornelian flask and add 7-8 drops into it. Put the pumpkin stem vertically in that flask. Observe the changes that take place in it and discuss them in the classroom. Okay, here you said to us, take the one pumpkin tree. Many plants you can take. Okay, but that how should be 2 to 3 leaves and cut that plants with the help of the blade and put in a bottle. Put in a colonial plants and put there some 7-8 drops of ink and observe. The transport system of plant consists of the xylem and phloem. The xylem transports the minerals and water from the root to the aerial part of the plant. Students, in a picture you can see blue color is the xylem. They observe the soil and water. They observe here with the help of the root and they transfer to the leaves. The phloem transport the food from the leaves to the other plant of the plants where is the either consumed or stored. And others you can see red phloems, they transfer the foods to the other parts, means they make the food, that food they transfer to others part. Though the plants have the transport system, from these activities we understood the plants have the transport system, means roots observe the water and nutrition and they transfer to the leaves, and leaves and others part they transfer the food to the leaves, transfer to the roots. Plants produce the carbohydrate by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, while making the food, while process of the photosynthesis process, that time a plant produces the carbohydrate. Carbohydrates means carbohydrates made from the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbohydrate made from 3 things: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Proteins are made from the carbons, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, and these proteins get to the plant from the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Air contains gases nitrogen. However, plants cannot utilize gases nitrogen. Okay, air have the nitrogen gas, but plants they can't use the nitrogen gas. This need to be flexible, convert into the compound. This need to convert the in a compound. Fixation of the nitrogen equivalent biological and atmospheric method. Okay, students, now we learn the symbiotic nutrition. Okay, biological fixation of nitrogen have the 2 types. The two different types of microorganisms can bring about biological nitrogen fixation. Root nodules of leguminous plants contain the rhizobians microorganism. The microorganism observe the atmospheric nitrogen and convert into the nitrate. Okay, if you have the rhizobian microorganism, then microorganism they observe the nitrogen convert into nitrate. Microorganism like azobacters are present in the soil. Azobacter present in the soil. They convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate. Now, student, others cyanotic nitrogen. Cyanotic nutrition. Okay, cyanotic nitrogen is what? Two or more than the different types of plants live together to fulfill their needs of nutrition. Okay, how we are living together? Means we help to each other. So same cyanotic nutrition means two different plants they living together, and they share their things. They live together for the nutrition, protection and support. Okay, each other's plants help this. Types of nutrition is for the symbiotic nutrition is for the symbiotic nitrogen. see there have the two different plants. They live together. Okay, fungi grow on another plant, and plants give to fungi minerals. Sorry, nutrients. Okay, and fungus give the waters and minerals. Okay, means they are sharing their thing. Fungi cannot make their own food, so that's why they depend on the plants. So plant provide the nutrients to fungi, and fungi provide the water and minerals. So these plants supply the nutrients to the fungi, and in a turn fungi supply the minerals and waters. Okay, that's plant. Fungi and algae live together. Fungi and algae, this plant live together. Fungi provide the water, minerals as well as shelter also. And in return, algae provide food to fungi, and algae plants give food to fungi, and fungi give the water, mineral and shade. Okay, for example, lychee plants. Now students, next one, heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic means what we learn here. Heterotrophic means they can make their own food, and heterotrophic plants means those foods cannot make their own food. They are depend on another plant. It's called heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants do not contain the colophons. In that plants they don't have the chlorophyll, so that's why they can't make their own food. Have you seen these types of plants? Okay. Have you seen the yellow wire-like leafless climber plants growing on the big tree? Have you seen like that? One big plants, and there have on that plants have the another plants. In this leafless climber plant. Leafless means that doesn't have the leaf, and they grow on a big trees called the heterotrophic plant. The plants that grow on the body of others plant to obtain the food are called the parasitic plant. Okay, heterotrophic plants, they can't make their own food. They depend on the other plant. So they grow on another plant. They observe the food from other plant. So they obtain the food are called the parasitic plants. For example, Laertes and Cassiopeia. Due to the absence of chlorophyll, the Cassiopeia is completely dependent. Okay, in these plants, in the picture you can see the Laertes. They doesn't have the chlorophyll, so that's why they depend on others plants. Okay, now next one, insectivorous. Insectivorous. Students, you know the insect. Around us we have a lot of insects. So insectivorous plants means they are not depend on others plants. They depend on a insect. Their food is insect. Okay. The plants we obtain the food from. We have seen how some plants put upon the insect to obtain the nutrition. We have seen that some plants they are not they eat the insect. This insectivorous plant generally grow in a soil and water deficient in a nitrogen compound. Okay, these insectivorous plants grow in a waters and soil. They eat the insect. This plant's body of Drosera burmani has the flowers like ateriums. In a picture you can see the Drosera burmani. Okay. Okay. It grows close to the ground. It grows very close to ground. Their height is very short, and their leaves are very attractively. Means you can see in the picture their leaves very attractive. Their color is pink and red. With the hair on that margin, on that leaves have some hair also. You can see in the picture. Okay. Droplet of a sticky substance found at the tip of the hairs attract the insect. And that hairs have some sticky substance. So with the help of this sticky substance, they capture the insect. The scientist Johannes Burman identified this plant in Sri Lanka in 1737. Okay, scientist Johannes Burman first time he saw this type plants. He identified this plant in Sri Lanka in 1737. Okay, now student, our next plants, saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants. Plants which obtain the foods and dead or decaying bodies of others organisms are called saprophytic plants. This we know the students. Now plants grow in a water, otherwise in water and soil. But this type saprophytic plants grow on a dead plants. Dead, otherwise decaying bodies of plants. Various types of fungi like mushroom and yeast, they are the example of saprophytic plant. What is the example? Mushroom and fungi, they are the saprophytic plants. Fungi secrete the digestive enzymes on the dead remain to digest and break down the carbon compound then contains. In fact, fungi have the digestive system is called ingenious. Okay. In resulting solution is observed to obtain nutrition, and they have the ingenious. They observe the nutrition from the dead plants. So students, always remember, food gets spoiled due to some fungus. We eat the food, but after some time they create the fungus. Some fungus is good for health and some fungus is cause for disease and illness. Okay, fungi have the medical properties also. Yeast and mushrooms are useful. Yeast also fungus, but this yeast and mushrooms are useful also. Yeast is used in a fermentation process and for making the bread. For making the bread, cake, we use the yeast. And mushrooms are very rich sources. From mushroom we get the ions and vitamins. So we should eat the mushroom. Students, in next chart has given some nutrition, their functions and effect on a plant. Nutrition. So what is the nutrition of function? Important the component of proteins, chlorophylls and cytoplasm. Okay, because what is the effect on the plants? Stunt the growth. Many of plants just stop the growth of plants and yellowing of leaves and leaves get the yellow. Phosphorus, conversions of light energy into chemical energy. Phosphorus converts the light energy to chemical energy. So what is the effect on the plant? Early leaf fall, late flowering and slow growth of root. Third nutrition, potassium, necessary for the metabolic activities and effect on plants, weak stem, willing of leaves, failure to produce carbohydrate. Next one, iron, produce of the chlorophyll and effect on the plants, yellowing of leaves. Mechanism, productions of main plants harmonious, stop the growth of plants and stop spotted on the leaf. Next nutrition is the G, productions of harmoniums and their intermediate and stop the plants grow and yellowing of leaf. So students, this time we saw the nutrition of plants, how plants make their own food and how some plants are depending on the others. They are depend on others plant for food. So now students, this lecture we are going to learn nutrition in a animal. I hope students you understood this lesson. Students,